Hoi hoi folks, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. Forgive me if I sound a little bit croaky today. It's that time of year, and yes, I have been struck down with the flu. I'm slowly getting over it, but it's just been so busy recently. I've had no time to sit down and just relax. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm doing that by returning to ScrawlrChallenge. So if you'll remember, we have those soft pastels to contend with. I did say I was going to do some practicing with them, and I haven't. But I do think I have an idea. So the idea of today is just to have a chill out, create some art, have a look at these supplies, and then I think I'm going to spend the rest of the day drinking coffee because I'm very tired and just doing some watercolouring and just chilling out by myself, making art just for me and knocking stuff over on my desk. But for now, let's turn the camera around. Let's remind ourselves what we got in the November 2023 Scrawler box and get set up for today's piece of artwork. Welcome back to my desk. As you can see, it's still looking nice and clean. I haven't replaced this piece of craft paper yet, but it's holding up pretty nicely. So I think I definitely made the right decision. If you don't know, if you are new to this channel, my desk under this paper has just become a mass of paint and ink and splotches on a white background, which is a lovely piece of artwork in itself, but a little bit distracting for videos. So we've gone for this nice neutral background. As I said, I am absolutely shattered. It has been such a long couple of weeks, but I'm quite excited to get back to this. So I realised last time when I said, I haven't really ever used soft pastels. In fact, I have. I just haven't used soft pastels like this, but I've used pastel pencils, which are effectively the same thing. You just have it in a pencil form instead. So in terms of blending, I'm feeling a little bit more confident than I initially was. This is quite a small piece of paper, and actually if I get out the ScrawlrChallenge, we can see that our prompt for this is, if I can open this up, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher is our prompt for this month's ScrawlrChallenge. So I kind of have an idea, and I said this is small. The ScrawlrZine is A5, so the height is about a little less than A5, but it's also quite slim as well. And it's not like I can just substitute it out for a different piece of paper, because pastel paper is a kind of very unique thing in itself. I didn't want to replace it with something that the pastels are just not going to work on. But these are the swatches that we did last time, and honestly some very lovely colours. The paper itself is slightly toned, so I think what I'm going to do, because of how messy this product can be, because this has been here since I unboxed it. If I went in here and smudged, immediately I've got it on my fingers and it's smudged and it's absolutely filthy. So the issue with using these is your hands get dirty. When you go and touch the paper, you can dirty the paper. So I want to limit my contact on the paper surface as much as possible. So to do that, I'm going to get a good old drawing board out. I'm going to tape this piece of paper down, and I'm going to make sure that I'm cleaning my hands throughout. So my idea for this, I did think initially Dreamcatcher, as in just a Dreamcatcher, but I thought, that's a little bit on the nose, just doing a Dreamcatcher. Just thought about doing like a nice gradient or something, and then some silhouette work. But I thought, no, I'm gonna push it a little bit different perspective this time. And I want to do something a little bit more illustrative, so as if I'm telling the story. And I've got basically in my head, I've got this idea of a child catching a dream, actually catching a dream in their hands. That's where I'm going to go with this one. And I really want to play with the softness of the pastels and that blend that you can get, but also how you can mix hard lines with it. So I am going to wash my hands first and get the marks off them already. I do also have, we have this blending pad here, which is just a makeup eyeshadow blending pad. I have a whole pack of them here. These literally cost 60p from a cosmetic shop. So I've got plenty of these to blend if I want to. Could also use my fingers. The problem with using fingers is the oil in your fingers can degrade things over time. Not that I'm particularly worried about that. That's not going to be an archival piece, but I just wanted to have the options there. And I do, because I've worked with charcoal in the past, quite a fair amount, I do have some fixative somewhere. So I might even try to fix this in place, but that will definitely be an afterthought, because that's not something that comes as a supply here. I'll probably be hoovering up at points as well to get some of the dust up, because last thing I want is to have clown lung from the dust. But right, give me a second. I need to find my tape, and I'll get my board out. I'll get something sketched up, and when we come back, I'll talk you through the process of actually working on a piece. Okay, so here we are, all taped down. I've got my little sketch in place already. I need to take out all of my pastels and get something to clean my hands. The kneadable eraser was very good at knocking back my initial sketch. Now, I guess I just need to go in and commit. I just need to do it. I need to get this done. So let me go and get something so I can keep my hands nice and clean as I work. And yeah, enjoy the following time lapse. Okay, let's get into this. So this composition really is made up of a strip of night sky surrounded by some clouds. So I want it to be nice and ethereal. I want it to feel dreamlike. I want this child to feel like they're walking through a dreamscape, and there are all of these stars in the sky, all different colours, each one is a dream, and the child is catching a dream. So they are the Dreamcatcher. That's what I've got in my head. Anyway, I'm gonna say this right now. This is difficult. This is not an easy medium to use, and I have the utmost respect for those artists that have dedicated their time and their effort and their hard work to mastering pastels, because boy, if I had to do this day in, day out, I don't think I could cope. It would absolutely drive me mad. I mean, give me some acrylic any day, give me some ink, but give me digital. But the pastels are yeah, they start off frustrating. I start to get into a bit of a groove. I start to feel a little bit more how they work and how they lay down on the page, and that really you do have to loosen up your own style. You can't stick to what you would normally do in a style like this, particularly on such a small scale. You really have to adapt and change what you're doing to fit into the pastels. I think there's a lot of pastel work looks like it's done with pastels, and I don't think you can get away from that. You can mimic other materials. So for instance, you can make acrylics look like oil paints, or like watercolors, or gouache paint look like watercolor. You can play around with the material, but pastels really are pastels. And yeah, you just have to work with it. That being said, like, yes, the smudging is difficult, and I do end up just using my fingers just for speed and efficiency. But I got into the groove of enjoying myself on this picture. I think the picture could be better, but as a concept, I think it works well. I just wish it was in a different medium. But listen, I'm not going to badmouth pastels. This is my own hang-up. The pastels themselves are actually very good. Out of the colours that I was using, only one of them was a little bit crumbly. The rest held up really nicely. I didn't have any breakages at all. The pastel pencil, well, I'll give you my thoughts on that at the end. The actual pencil itself, very good. It's a standard pencil. We've had this one before as well, and it's the Goldfarber, isn't it, from Faber-Castell. It's one of my favourites, and then 2B as well, so my favourite hardness. But I am going to leave you to enjoy the rest of this process, because I am struggling to talk through this with my current vocal deficiencies because of flu. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. You'll hear my final thoughts at the end, but do leave a comment down below with your final thoughts. Okay, verdict is, these are very hard to use. It's very hard to get any defined detail, and I suspected this was going to be an issue. Hold on. Excuse me. I expected this was going to be an issue just because of the nature of the shape of the material and the fact that it's quite a soft, chalky thing. I'm just cleaning off my hands over here because they are absolutely filthy. The concept, I actually feel like would stand up. I'm happy with the concept. I feel like it needs a different medium to really show what I wanted to do with it. Yeah, the colours are nice. This white pencil really is not very useful at all. It's pretty much just blending everything together rather than actually giving any defined detail. But hey, it is what it is. I need to stop fiddling about with this. But yes, there we are. That is this piece done. In fact, let's take off the tape and see what it looks like with a nice clean border. Hey, there we are. That is my finished piece for Dreamcatcher. That's the prompt for November scrawler box with these Faber-Castell soft pastels. Am I going to use them again? Maybe, but I think it would need to be something big. I feel like this paper is way too small to do anything really of any notes or detail. Though by virtue, I think pastels need a big platform to be able to do anything on. And this, which is, you know, as I said, doesn't quite measure up to A5. It's even smaller than an A5 piece of paper. Probably not the best way forward. I love the texture of pastels. I think they give a really nice kind of chalky, otherworldly feel. But for me, for a regular art practice, maybe not. Tell you what they might be quite good at. Gesture drawing, like quick figurative drawings on a big scale. I think they'd be quite good at that. But yeah, kneadable eraser, love the kneadable eraser, always gonna love that one. And the pencil is a good pencil and it goes over the pastels rather nicely. But for now, I'm gonna leave it there. We've only got a few more videos left until having a tiny bit of a Christmas break, not a massive one this year. It's also going to be my birthday at the beginning of January as well, so I may maybe a little bit absent over that time as well because it's a big one coming up. But yes, as always, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.